Tell me a little bit about the kind of sister that she was.
I'll say what my son said yesterday. She was his rock. They were, they needed each other. And
yes, I feel sad watching this video. And you will not see outreach on social media for reasons we all know. College student executed in her sleep by a man with 40 payout charges. Man goes on shopping spree with her credit card after taking her down. I saw this video. I could not bypass because of what we are currently facing. I've been doing videos similar to this for some days now. And a lot of people are outraged about the whole situation. I just want to play this video so you can see exactly what is going on.
So let me get this straight. These guys essentially beat Tyree Nichols to death. Like, I'm literally right now watching them. One cop is standing him up, or two cops are standing him up, and the other is socking him in the head. I've seen one of these him in the head. They were using like a nightstick on him. I mean, he died from blunt force trauma to the head, and we just watched these guys quite literally beat him in the head. And they've been acquitted of all state charges. I don't see BLM marching in the streets. I don't see Democratic politicians outraged by it or even talking about it. And I don't see Black Americans out in the streets marching, saying the system's messed up, saying this is wrong, nothing. Or I should say minimal. I've seen some people complain about it. They were just acquitted of all state charges, and it's virtually silent. Many Black Americans in this country are so hypocritical, and they're ideologically inconsistent. Now, let this have been 3 or 4 white cops. People would be in the streets marching, politicians would be talking about it, it would be all over the news. But since it doesn't fit the narrative, we're just gonna sweep it under the rug. And this is what's embarrassing for many of the Black people who would be out in the streets marching if these were all white cops. You're ideologically inconsistent and you're hypocritical. You don't really care about Black lives, and you don't really care about right or wrong. Because if you truly did, you would have the same energy about this as you would if it was a bunch of white cops. Here's another one of the reasons why I think you're not seeing outrage amongst the Black community. Because remember, I've said many Black Americans have this unrelenting loyalty to being Black. So since they have this unrelenting loyalty to being Black, and for many of them that guides which direction they go, they don't know which direction to go. Because all the cops are Black and the victim's Black. So who do they side with? Because remember, it's not about right or wrong in many of these cases. It's about aligning with your skin color. So since there isn't a skin color to align with because everyone is the same color.
It is right. There are a lot of these people, they don't care if you are in the right or wrong. They don't care about that. They first check, is he Black? Is he white? Before they do conclusions. That is how they care about all these situations. It is crazy. When you now look into the facts, you realize a case like this. And I'm glad that this guy is doing the job, calling it out. Reason I'm reacting, sharing so you can see exactly what is going on. This is just 1 out of 1,000 that we see daily. And nobody cares. The mainstream media will never talk about that. We don't see it. It pains my heart when I see this happening in 2025.
And this is why I say having an unrelenting loyalty to being Black is an absolute problem. Because it blinds you from seeing right or wrong, and it stops you from actually calling that out. Like, these cops literally beat, and it's silence when they were all acquitted of state charges. It's crazy. You can't take these people serious. The people out in the street marching about police, we primarily only do it when a white cop does something to a Black person. This seems like a textbook case of police brutality. And they're not out in the streets marching. And again, it's likely because all of them have this skin color. It's a problem.
Playing the race card every single time is a problem, a very big problem. You will see someone doing a wrong thing. You are scared to call it out because they will be coming after you. I understand they have called me names over and over, like, oh, you are this, you are. I don't care. Now going into this lady you saw at the beginning of this video, take a look at this.
Tell me a little bit about the kind of sister that she
I'll say what my son said yesterday. She was his rock. They were, they needed each other, and they were there for each other through anything, thick and thin. It was a typical brother and sister relationship. They had their arguments, but we had a rule in our family. When you left the house, you always said, "I love you," and we always said, "We love you back," and be careful. Thank you. And they did the same thing with each other. They checked in with each other. They made sure everybody was good, what they were doing. They knew each other where everyone was at. And their communication, they always wanted to make sure, no matter whether it could have been the last time, they made sure they said they loved you and be safe.
Do you remember the last time you said I love you to her?
Not yet. And trying to pull it out. But we were doing some texting when she got there, made sure she got there safe, and we were going over some other stuff we had going on. I know Wednesday night, which became a tradition with all of us, I always sent them a text that said, "Good night, I love you, I'm going to bed," and I gave them some kiss and heart emojis, and they always responded. And I'm still waiting for hers to respond. It's not coming now.
It's okay, we can take a second.
She was my life. I think I got cheated. I won't be able to walk her down an aisle and give her to somebody else to protect. Where I set that duty aside for a bit and say, "Hey, I trust you. She's yours now. I got your back, but I need you to have hers. I need you to be me." And there weren't going to be many people that were going to be suited for that, trust me. There was a few tried.
It's just the leftist kind of thinking and that kind of stuff, because they are as crazy in their own way. They're just not as dangerous.
Right. You mean the left isn't
The left
as
is not
dangerous?
as dangerous because they still believe.
I would say that they are. That's
I
an
know,
interesting one, because it seems like the right wingers are the ones with the guns and this and that, and we'll take over. It feels that way, but I mean, all of a sudden, the last few years, I'm looking at who the mass shooters are and this and that, and it is creepily.
Well, I'm talking about our way of life, which is governed by the type of government we have.
Yeah.
And they are still constitutionalists and institutionalists. Now, have they nibbled at the edges? Yes. Have they invited, as always, like we were saying with the other thing, there's always an invited backlash when you go too far. So, did Joe Biden do things that were imperial presidency things? Yes.
Yes. Imagine being a parent and having to deal with this the rest of your life. No parent should ever outlive their kid. I feel sad. And 40 proud charges. At some point, these people need to be locked up because they clearly haven't changed, learned their lessons. This guy had charges 40. He was free moving. Like the other cases we have, I don't want to go quoting them. You will see someone that is a threat to the society. You are allowed because of some of the laws that govern certain locations. And nobody's here to talk about the whole situation. Like I said, people should see this and call it wrong. Nobody's talking about what I'm reporting right now. If you said, tell me if you've seen a situation or someone really emphasizing on this. Yes, to understand this, college student get executed in her sleep by a man with 40 proud charges. Man goes on shopping spree with her credit card After taking her down, a 22-year-old Logan was sleeping in a rental home when career criminal this broke in and take her by stealing her credit card. A student at South. Okay, I can't even proceed to read that because I get irritated. I get angry at a certain point. This is the end result. Look at the pain this man is feeling. If you see short clips at the end, that is always for the YouTube algorithm. I have a problem on this platform. To survive here, you need to understand how they operate reasons. I always say, please don't care about my video titles. If I don't do like that, these videos will never be picked up by this system. I want to appreciate you for supporting me, sharing out my videos every single day. If you notice, I don't make the videos too long. 10 minutes, 11 minutes, that is how I do.
Starting back with certain slaves all the way up to modern day, Anna Wintour.
Truth will come out, justice will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial.
Require Karmelo to run. He had a right to stand and defend himself. And I'm going to say that if I am Karmelo Anthony's lawyer, I am arguing to the jury. My client felt that his safety was an imminent threat.
He took it from 0 to 100.
Has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you look at the facts of the case and compare the two. You have to compare who was the initial aggressor.
Bedroom, because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything, and then
Registration Act is
talking about this man,
My summary of the first 100 days is that
if film and TV productions continue to
first term, and you will be very.
Once again, the field was littered with Kardashian swoop. Just invite them all, which is what Anna Wintour does every year. This Karmelo Anthony case, Michelle Obama, every day
To live in the White House. Many people.
Michelle Obama.
Whitlock said you would never